It's constantly leaking, whether you see it or not.
Vapors.
I think I fixed the SD card.
Amazing.
Okay.
Are we in?
Yeah, I think we're in. What's up, boys?
What
Howdy.
up?
Welcome back to Marathon. Is this the holiday episode?
Yes, it is.
Getting ready for the holidays.
Wow. I love that we're on we only do like holiday themed episodes.
Yeah. That's
What are we going to do
all
for
we're gonna
Easter, guys? What are we going to do
Oh,
for
the
Easter?
Passion of Christ 4 times.
I think they're
back.
making a sequel. Did you hear about this?
Oh,
Mel is
man.
back?
They're letting Mel make more movies.
Oh my God.
I don't know why. I don't know why they keep letting Mel make the movies.
I haven't
but-
even seen the first one. Did you like it?
No. No,
Oh, boy.
it's like a torture film. It's not pleasant to watch.
Yeah, you better go to church, man.
Yep.
Or that's going to be you.
All right.
That's
Well,
gonna
let's
be
move
you.
into this week's episode. We're gonna be watching Home Alone.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, and the new one.
Would you explain the rules, because Henry has done some research here
Please
and
save
saved
us.
us from
Please
a
save us.
couple potential
Well, I
tragic
was looking
movies.
up how many Home Alones there were, and I actually came up with 6, but 2 of them seem to be made for TV. So we
That's
said,
not a
you know
real
what?
movie.
That's just
What are they
worse.
called?
Hold on.
We have to look this up. I can't remember.
I'll look it up right now. You guys keep talking.
Okay.
So we're gonna stick with the original trilogy, and then they released a brand new one, 2021. It's a Disney Plus exclusive,
Ooh.
and we are gonna be there.
Wait, do you
to
know
see
who's in the 4th one?
Yes. Obviously not Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
Apparently they tie it back to the McAllister family somehow, but I don't know if I want to spoil. They changed something pretty radical, which is apparently why the movie's not getting very good reviews.
I didn't
But,
even know it was coming out, to be completely
I didn't hear
honest.
anything about it. So is anyone from any of the casts in it?
So I think someone ties it back into the original.
Someone
movies.
ties it
I
back.
don't know.
The old man with the shovel comes back.
Yeah.
Nice.
This time they have Ellie Kemper. Kemper.
That's the
Oh.
kid.
Unbreakable
Ellie's cool.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh my God. I have only respect for Ellie.
She is dope. She is
so
one of
good.
the burglars.
Sorry.
She is so good.
Yeah. She and I think Rob Mulaney, or Rob Delaney. No, I'm
Those are
getting
both people.
I'm getting confused with John
Mulaney, the
It's not John Mulaney. It's Rob.
The comedian
Delaney.
with a cocaine problem that just left his fiance.
Maybe he's a man with a thick black mustache.
That's not him.
All
That's
right,
not
there we
him.
go.
Okay.
Anyway, those are the new robbers. Quite a departure from Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Apparently, that is at the heart of the movie's faults. Oh, the kid this time is not the main kid from Jojo Rabbit, but his like plump best friend.
Oh, I love that kid.
who is awesome.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, the movie is still not doing so hot.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm kind of excited to
I'm
watch
still
it.
very excited for that.
I
It's also
have-
the shortest one.
Oh
Nice.
boy. Good.
Great.
Glad
That's
it's
good.
the last one we're doing. I do have the list here.
I
Continue
am
your thought, Andrew.
excited. Oh yeah. So yeah, go through chronologically. What's going on here?
Okay, boys. Well, we're going to open it up with Home Alone, which is a 1990 film everyone knows. Then we have Home Alone, Lost in New York,
So good.
a Donald Trump cameo film.
Indeed.
Also, okay, I guess he actually does good in it.
I mean, we'll review
He just
his
is.
acting performance
He
once
is
we get
him,
to it.
and that's exactly what they wanted.
He is playing himself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Home Alone 3 does not have a subtitle. That's a new kid.
Totally new kid.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck that
4
movie.
burglars in that one.
Okay, we are watching
I-
that one. The ones
Damn
that
it.
we're not watching. Oh my goodness. Even like the movie poster makes this look like not a real film. I'm going to show you.
It's showing. Oh no! Wait, is he airbrushed or what's going
I
on?
don't really know
there?
what's going on. This kid looks like...
Oh, this is Home Alone.
What's going on with his
4?
eyes? Why is his eyes so big?
There's something weird reflecting in his eyes, like the light from a dark, faraway universe. It looks terrifying.
I do
It's
not
like
like this one.
So we don't have to watch.
We
that.
do
not
not have to
watching
watch this
4.
one. This is Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House. And then the other one we're not watching.
Does it start without the house?
I don't know. Is he
to
breaking?
take the
Is he the
house
one breaking
He's
into
the one
drink?
taking
back
it back
into his
from
own
Joe
house.
Pesci.
That sounds fantastic. If only.
Maybe we'll have to think about these later. We will not be watching them today, but maybe. This also looks like a fake movie. This is the 5th one. I'm showing them the logo here.
What is that one called?
This one is Home Alone,
The
The Holiday Heist. Also, why is the E in alone not capitalized and everything else is?
In all of them, or just this
Look at
one?
this.
I see.
Why is it that? And the last one that just came out, Home Sweet Home Alone.
That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound
I wish they had a Home Alone burning down the house, and it was David Byrne
Burning
talking
down the
heads breaking in.
breaking in. That'd be amazing.
Oh boy. Okay, I've seen the first two. Which
Oh,
ones of these
yeah.
have you guys seen?
I have seen the first three. I've watched the first two a lot. Probably the New York one I've seen.
The first two
So
are
many
classics,
times.
right?
Yeah,
They are
oddly
definitely
enough,
the first one.
I recently found out that Poland, I think this is their like movie.
What?
Like as a country, this is their favorite film.
Do they have any tie to Home Alone?
No, I think
Why do they like
this
it?
like encompasses American culture perfectly.
Oh dear.
Defending your property
I don't know what it is.
Improvised
from
weapons.
the proletariat.
I mean, I
that are
will
coming
say
to take it
my
from
whole
you.
family does love this film, but I feel like a lot of people love the first one and two.
I'm confused why specifically.
I'm gonna look into it more, but it's on all the time
Okay.
over there, especially during the holidays.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know how
I'm
to
wrong.
react to that.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's very, very
I believe
popular
you.
over there.
I believe you.
believe
It's
it.
probably popular all over the world.
Is this the most popular Christmas movie?
What across
up
the
there.
world? I would argue yes.
Oh.
It's high up there.
I think it has a chance. Like, what else would be up there?
Love Actually.
Well, I have no. What? It's a Christmas movie?
Oh yeah, that's a Christmas movie.
What else is up there?
Like A Christmas Story, all-time classic.
Miracle
guess-
on 75th Street.
Maybe
That's not the name of the movie.
maybe before Home Alone, A Christmas Story was probably top
Yeah.
tier. Maybe it still is.
Elf is up there for sure.
We got Grinch,
Grinch is up there.
Yeah, Jim Carrey or animated?
animated.
Oh.
That's true. I mean, if we're getting
kinda
into that,
like
then
the
the
Jim
Rudolph the
Carrey
Red-Nosed
one.
Reindeer movie for sure.
Pretty big.
Or are you talking about the Benedict Cumberbatch animated one?
I haven't seen that.
I
How's
have not
that?
seen that.
That one looks terrible.
It looks
All right. Well,
yeah.
boys, you want to just get into this first one?
I
Get
think
cranking
so.
on the Home Alone train?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I saw
Probably-
this first one the first time. I've seen the first two only once each,
Really?
and not in my childhood. I saw the second one when I was living in New York, so it was like this weird.
For the first time?
First
Was it
time.
amazing to
was-
see that?
Wow, it was wild. This is all I remember. And the second one I saw last year at Christmas time.
Okay.
After eating an absurd amount of food, drinking a lot of
Nice.
wine. And I remember my head was already just like spinning. It was like hard to focus, but I could just tell the movie was fucked. Just
good
on
to-
an
good to
ideological
know.
level, I was like, this is twisted.
Twist.
There are no heroes in this world.
Okay. How about you? You said that you've watched the first two only.
Yeah, so they just play on ABC Family
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's what we had for cable, is ABC, because it's free and it comes on the rabbit ears. So ABC Family played these quite a bit.
They play it all the time. And then the third one, you haven't seen the third
Have
one.
not.
Oof, you guys are in for
I'm not happy it's a new kid, honestly.
No, it is messed up, but it is way later. I don't know if you read the year, but
No.
it's much later.
97, I think.
I mean-
97?
Yeah.
I would have loved to see like a teenage Macaulay Culkin defending his house.
He probably was a teenager at that time.
Had to. I think he's 10 in the first movie.
Okay.
So he
What
would have
I'm
been
saying is I
17.
wanted 17-year-old Macaulay Culkin defending his house from Joe
Violently.
Pesci.
Suddenly the like cartoony kid violence is full on Grand Theft
Real.
Auto
Yeah.
teenager
Grand Theft Auto.
violence.
Nice.
Have you guys seen Home Alone with Blood, the YouTube video?
No,
No.
this sounds
We'll
incredible.
watch that later. All right, let's get into the first
remade
one.
shot for shot.
It is.
Yes.
Where are you going? We're gonna miss the plane!
When the McAllister family left on their Christmas vacation,
Did we miss the plane? No, you just made it. Yeah!
they forgot one small thing.
Have yourself
A terrible feeling. Did you lock up?
let yourself be light.
Do we set the timers on the lights?
What else could we be forgetting?
Our troubles will be ours.
Kevin!
Home Alone.
police in the northern suburbs are on the lookout for a pair of burglars who are calling themselves the Wet Bandits.
We know that you're in there.
It's Santa Claus and his elf.
Get off my property.
This is my house. I have to defend it.
Where's your mother?
My mom's in the car.
Where's your father?
He's at work.
What about your brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Where do you live?
Can't tell you that.
Why not?
Because you're a stranger.
He's a kid. I mean, what can a kid do to us?
Kids are stupid. I know I was.
You still are, Marv.
This is it.
I don't care if I have to get out on your runway and hitchhike. I am going to get home to my son.
I'm gonna kill that kid! Why'd you take your shoes off?
Why do you dress like a chicken?
Gus Polinski, polka king of the Midwest. If you have to get to Chicago, we'll gladly drive you.
Hey, guys.
Yesterday, he was just a kid. But tonight, he's a home security system.
You guys give up or you're thirsty for more?
From John Hughes.
You know, I got a feeling this is going to be your best Christmas ever.
A family comedy without the family. Home Alone.
Are you here all alone?
I'm 8 years old. You think I'd be here alone? I don't think so.
Directed by Chris Columbus, coming November 16th.
We're in.
What a classic.
What a rip.
Let's move on to the second film.
I think we've said all we need to say.
That was great.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
It is the best Christmas movie of all time.
I don't know about that. I understand it's the most popular, but the best. There's a lot of the opposite of goodwill towards men in this movie, let me tell you.
It is shockingly violent.
It is violent.
And it loves, it's like gleefully violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the joy of watching people in pain.
You know how sometimes when like video games that are rated E10, it'll say cartoon violence. This is not that.
This is not
real
this
life
is,
violence.
This is real life violence.
Yeah.
Those burglars almost died multiple times.
They did die multiple times over. That's where the cartoon part comes
Marv
in.
got shot in the head with a BB gun. Not that that would kill him.
I think that's the least of his
but
problem.
if someone did that to me right off the bat, I would exit the premises.
Yeah, dumb. Yeah.
Get domed with a metal BB. I'm over it.
I think we should, when we get to that part of the story, talk about what trap would be the worst. But for those who haven't watched, Henry, would you mind giving us a quick little tour of what happens in Home Alone?
Home Alone, 1990. All right, so we have young Kevin McAllister.
8
years old. Or at least Macaulay Culkin is the character.
I think both.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, he mentioned second grade.
All right, yeah.
So
That checks out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His impossibly rich and very crowded family is going on vacation to Paris.
Has to be a hedge fund manager, right?
Yeah, his father has to be.
This house is massive. There's so much stuff in that house.
Full of stuff.
I'm not even going to mention the first class tickets to Paris around Christmas time.
We were debating if like
For
it's
15
just because people were richer in the 90s or if this guy is extremely wealthy.
No, he's in the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Taking it.
Chicago.
Yeah,
He's
doing
taking it.
They're doing very well for themselves. There's 15 people in the house. I thought it was all one family. It's technically his aunt and uncle are also there with their kids, but
So I think their family is 5 kids.
yeah, the main
He's got
family's
4
5.
siblings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're leaving. The final night is Macaulay Culkin's just having a rough time with his family.
The cheese pizza's gone.
The pizza's gone. All sorts of shit's going
Yells
down.
at the delivery driver. Why didn't you get more cheese
Why
pizza?
didn't you bring me cheese pizza?
This is all building up to he has this big emotional confrontation with his mom where he's like, I wish you would all disappear. And the very next morning, through very movie-driven circumstances, they are in a rush to the airport and they forget him at home. They do cover why he is like forgotten, but it would be a lot for me to describe to you.
I think it's fair to
moment for
skip.
moment. Yeah.
I think it is well done though. Like,
oh yeah,
There's no real plot holes as far as
they cover it for sure. Actually, I didn't realize this movie is written by John Hughes.
Oh, and
writer
then
of American classics.
And this is the first time I noticed when the altercation goes down in the kitchen, where he spills the soda all over the place. They throw out his plane ticket specifically.
Yeah,
right.
So they cover everything.
Yeah,
and then when they're counting him in the car, it's the neighbor's kid turned around with a similar hat.
Happens to be in the car, and they set that up very well. It is very well constructed.
Yeah,
as far as these things go. In the meantime, though, the movie starts with this police officer played by Joe Pesci, who's just in the house.
Like he walks in. It doesn't even show him walking in.
He's in the house,
in there.
asking for the parents. And one of the last things we see before he leaves, from Macaulay Culkin's point of view, from the boys' point of view, is he has a gold tooth, which immediately is meant to alert us that he is not actually an officer of the law.
Because cops don't have gold teeth.
Cops don't do that sort of thing. He is, in fact, a burglar of the Wet Burglars fame, and they are casing the house.
Wet burglars.
Ready to rob it.
They're robbing so many houses.
Marv.
So Marv is the other actor.
Daniel Stern. Oh, then I can't remember what Joe Pesci's name is.
Isn't that weird that we just called him Joe Pesci the entire time?
Well, yeah. I don't remember. It's Marv and...
It's Marv and Joe Pesci. That's how everyone knows it.
Yeah. He's got to have a name. Maybe he doesn't really use it.
I don't... Yeah.
Marv has to yell it out at one point.
I'm sure he does. It's shocking that we don't know this, even though we just watched the film. Oh, well.
I know. He really doesn't use his name that much.
He really doesn't.
Can't find it.
It's okay.
So anyway, basically there's basically the rest of the movie is like a slow build up to the climax. Throughout that, they have the mom realizes he's home alone and she's trying to get to him, and through a lot of well-constructed reasons, takes her a long time to get back and she can't get in touch with him. They're slowly building out the burglars. They're trying to get in, and Macaulay Culkin's doing weird, impossible to believe stuff to convince them that the house is full of people, like puppeteering an entire party of mannequins. That was wild.
That was wild.
A train has Michael Jordan on it.
A Michael Jordan cutout.
I think it's a record player or a fan that's spitting a woman holding a glass.
Which, yeah, if you were looking, you would see that something... I mean, we've all walked past Halloween houses that are meant to have things in the windows, and we can tell when it's like a fake, monster in the window. So these burglars are incredibly dumb.
Incredible.
But they're also quite smart.
They're also incredibly thorough in the way that they case.
Okay, maybe thorough is a better word for it.
They try to break in this house like 4 days in a row.
Fail every time. They fall for the old, he's playing a movie of someone threatening someone with a gun trick.
I do like that they put the firecrackers in the pan while the gunshots go off from the movie. So you can smell...
Macaulay's got all sorts of tricks up his little sleeves.
This all leads to what is basically child Die Hard in this suburban house.
Yeah. It's not like a specific night. It's not like Christmas Eve or something that they go in, but...
I think they do go in on Christmas Eve.
Oh, cool.
They're not trying to. They tried to go in way before.
Well, phenomenal. That's what happens. They go in Christmas Eve. They break into the house. At this point, I think we should decide which of these traps that Macaulay has set we would least like to interact with.
I mean, the iron to the face.
The iron to the face.
Pretty bad.
Guy walks in. He's in the basement. He pulls the basement light, and it's been completely detached. It's actually attached to a iron that is in the laundry chute, and it falls down 30 feet onto his head. And I mean, it's not hot, but it essentially brands him.
Yeah,
for the rest
it's
of the
brutal.
movie.
Yeah, I mean the tar. I would never walk up the stairs with my bare feet at that point, but stepping on a nail and the tar, pretty bad. You're gonna get an infection.
I think either the doorknob or the flame head thing.
Flame head. The flame head was one that got me on a visceral level where I was just
oh my God, you would actually die.
Yeah.
The skin would come off of your head and you would die.
I mean, even the simplest of these, he ices the stairs, and both burglars at different stairways fall down the stairs onto their back or roll over on their neck.
So brutal.
That would just destroy you.
I mean, at one point he falls, he does a backflip onto the stairs.
Yeah.
That's so brutal.
It's incredibly brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of plot in this movie.
It's really just setting up that final 20 minutes.
Which is fine. I don't feel like it got boring throughout. I feel like a lot of times in movies like this where they have the big end scene that you're looking forward to, that's all you're you're looking forward to it.
Right.
You're like not enjoying what you're going through when you get to it.
This one you're almost savoring it. At least for me, since I've already seen it, I'm like really enjoying the build up.
Yeah.
And they do also build up like the comedy cartoon violence slowly throughout the film as well. There's this miniature little hijinks of like him crawling up his brother's bookshelves and they all come crashing down.
Yeah.
He runs away from a police officer and skids across the ice. They're like teasing you with what they can do before they just hammer it away for 20 minutes.
Stuff's happening.
Let's turn it
also,
up.
we're cutting back and forth between the family and Paris trying to get back. So
that's
fun.
The whole vacation it's not a plot hole for me, but it's just so ridiculous.
That they're going to Paris
that
for
they're
Christmas.
going to Paris to hang out in a hotel room.
Yeah,
just watch American
ridiculous.
movies in French. Probably eat pizza.
Yeah, it's not really clear why they're going.
Because he's a hedge fund.
Because he's a hedge fund manager. He's very wealthy.
It's like a $50,000 vacation.
Yeah, at least.
Easily. At least.
It's amazing.
At least. Well, looking forward to the second one here. If you watch the first one, I would not peg that for like sequel. Like, even though it's a successful movie, like I know how the movie industry works. If your movie is successful, you make another one.
Yeah.
But like,
they didn't set it up.
No, there's no setup for it. There's no like reason to do another one.
Well, I don't think it was supposed to be this big.
That's probably entirely true.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look this up again. The gap in time between the first two, because I think
I
always
think it's 2 years.
Probably
2 years.
Yeah, they went right into it probably.
One of those like, hey, this is successful.
Let's just like became successful and then stayed there. I think it had a record of 27 years of holding some kind of
2 years. You're right.
Yeah, it held. I forget what it was as far as
best-selling live-action comedy.
That's what it was.
Really?
For 27 years, it was the highest-grossing live-action comedy.
I guess what would be competing with it in that time period?
I mean,
Coming to New York. Eddie Murphy movies.
Maybe. I don't really know.
Bruno Nash.
Every comedy of the 90s and 2000s. I don't.
The Mask with Jim Carrey.
There's a lot.
Sure. Well, no. I started throwing out.
Huh. That's interesting.
I want to throw out a fun fact.
I'm excited. Yeah, go for it.
While they were casting the roles, they were considering Robert De Niro for the Joe Pesci role.
Whoa.
Which would have been a radically different movie.
I would have enjoyed that.
I also like to just imagine they were just going through the Goodfellas cast. If that's what they're doing, they're like,
inviting everyone.
Robert De Niro, they're like, Ray Liotta, nah, he's too creepy. We can't get him.
Come here, you little rat.
Put Joe in there. He's
Joe
not,
can
not
carry
controversial.
Joe Pesci does so much for the movie, as does Daniel Stern, the other villain. Like, I remember reading something about how the way Joe Pesci reacts to pain is very much like, I can't remember if it's Snidely Whiplash or a Looney Tunes character. Like, the things he says are like made up swear words, like, it's like,
because they weren't going to let him curse.
They can't. I mean, he does threaten to cut off Macaulay Culkin's cojones and boil them or something at one point, but
something with motor oil.
Cook
them in motor oil, maybe.
Kids at least wouldn't understand that, so it can pass the inspection. Also, Catherine O'Hara as the mom really
she's great.
Carries a lot of the emotional weight.
Oh yeah, incredible.
Macaulay himself is I think I told you guys this during the movie. I think he's obviously incredibly cute and charismatic and like good on screen, but like, well, he's 8 years old.
He's a child.
He's a child.
Yeah.
He did great. What do you mean? Do you not like him?
No.
I mean, he's not like doing anything. He's not acting. He's just saying lines, and screaming.
I mean, yeah, it's funny that reading about his experience from the set, he had no idea what the plot was. He would just show up. They would give him, lines to learn. And then he'd come in the next day and just do that. And he was just confusing for a kid as far as like, where is this all coming together? Yeah. What is the story?
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he probably didn't care.
So many scenes of the movie of him running around the house yelling. He was like, all right.
Yeah, imagine showing up and like, okay, you're going to just run around and do this.
Break some shit.
Yeah. He doesn't even really have that many lines. Like,
he has a good amount, certainly in the beginning.
Yeah, but that is
not
true.
like big monologues, but he does.
Yeah,
throw down a lot.
He's not saying complicated things.
No.
Well, that was fun. Very Three Stooges with the action.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention the stunts.
Yep, the famous Home Alone.
The backstory here is that the stunt work in this movie is apparently so good that it has become a staple term in the stuntman industry. To call a backwards fall where you get a lot of air and land on your back is called the Home Alone.
Wow.
I did not know that, but it's incredible.
They were saying how it didn't look, funny enough when they were doing it or like brutal enough. So the stunt guy just did that improvised huge back flop off the stairs. They're like, that's amazing. And then from then on, staple in the industry.
America's film standard.
This man hurt himself worse than any other stuntman before, and now we will all do
and we all need that.
Now it is expected.
Yeah, and the tarantula was actually poisonous, crawling on Marv's face.
That was one of my favorite fun facts that we came through.
Yeah, apparently Marv asked the tarantula man, is the stinger removed? And he said, no, that would ruin the tarantula. So they just went ahead and went for it.
Good stuff.
I don't know if I would scream that loud with a tarantula.
I was wondering. I wondered if I bet they ADR'd it.
The scream?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because, at that point,
he still moves his face quickly.
He's an
so, that would scare me with the tarantula on my face if it's poisonous.
Yeah.
It's like, you sure I can scream or move my face this much?
Okay, going into movie 2 here.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing I remember is the Donald Trump cameo.
Pretty much. I remember there's a woman with the pigeons.
That's this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets kind of sad at times.
I mean, they didn't make this movie sad, but they had a whole like subplot with the old man who's like, that was just the classic Hollywood way of like having the kid learn the theme.
Right.
Which is that you should love your family.
Yeah.
Totally unrelated to murdering Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
I think this one's going to hit a little harder, though.
You think it's going to hit harder?
Yeah.
Like more emotional?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, bring the tissues out. It's time for Home Alone 2.
All right.
Of all the familiar sounds of Christmas, surely this one is the most beloved. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
My family's in Florida and I'm in New York.
Funnily enough, we never lose our luggage.
Once again, the family that loves staying together.
Can I help you? Reservation for McAllister?
Couldn't be further apart.
He's in New York.
This is a vacation.
Only two things could ruin this vacation. And they just hit town.
Hiya, pal.
Did you guys give up? Have you had enough pain?
Never! What kind of idiots do you have working here?
The finest in New York.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
You wearing aftershave?
That's kerosene.
Now why would anybody soak a rope in kerosene?
Merry Christmas.
We need to understand. Do you party?
Do you party?
Do you party?
So the cool part about that movie is that it's exactly the same as the first one.
Yeah. Every
Identical.
moment has been replicated just in New York City.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Beat to beat.
Beat to beat.
Even some of the same like traps.
Yeah. All callbacks.
The rope went from horizontal to vertical.
Also, pulling on the thing used to be an iron. Now it is 100-pound bag of, what was it?
Maybe cement.
I think like pretty much everything it was using was just like construction materials once they got into that house.
Right. I mean, we don't really have to synopsize this one. Just basically
it's exactly the same.
Just but instead of being left home alone, he gets on the wrong flight through, again, very ingenious set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Ends up going to New York while his family goes to Miami. And then the final battle is not the burglars, trying to burgle him. They are literally just trying to murder him. And
they say as much too.
We
are going to kill.
We are going to kill you. And he's in an empty brownstone that is, again, fully rigged.
I thought it was 3 stories at first. It's got to be more.
It's got to be more.
It's so big.
It's at least 5 when you see the exterior.
It's shocking how they literally just copied the message and the plot from the first one.
I can't 100%. Tell if this is a parody.
It's not. I mean, it's one of the biggest movies of the year.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they just a replica.
Yeah, and it's not even that it can't be that nostalgic because it just came out.
Yeah, it was 2 years later.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just want. I mean, obviously they just want to make money. But why did they do it exactly the same?
Because it made money one time.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll
do
Hollywood
it again. Way. We need the same magic. We're not gonna, this isn't Breaking Bad. We're not going to push the characters forward, make them learn and grow.
I think this one was, watching them back to back, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because they're the same. But standalone, if I had to rewatch one in a year, I think I'd rewatch the second one.
You would pick the second one over the first one?
I mean, the traps are crazier. You have Tim Curry in it.
We do have Tim Curry in it.
Tim Curry's great in this movie. Yeah.
So good.
He is the evil hotel concierge. Right. Once Kevin McAllister gets to New York City, he checks into the Plaza Hotel, obviously. And Tim Curry is the one that he must convince. They're doing the same hijinks as last time, convincing the adults that that he is not a child alone.
It's kind of the same thing he did in the first movie when he went to the grocery store and talked to the clerk. He was like, me alone? No, that's ridiculous. He does the same thing. He steals his dad's credit card and checks into a hotel.
Yeah. Kevin McAllister, little bastard. Little thief.
That should be the third one.
Kevin McAllister.
Little bastard.
A bastard alone in New York.
I do just want to throw out, they were showing some clip of The Grinch at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And Andrew was like, oh my God, that's Tim Curry. And then they literally cross-dissolved from The Grinch's evil smile into Tim Curry doing the same evil smile. It was faded.
I think that was burned into my mind somewhere deep.
Hidden.
And Andrew, during this movie, you kept saying that you felt like you'd seen.
Oh yeah,
you were confusing the first one and the second one.
I was. I always thought, if you ever asked me, have you seen Home Alone? I'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen both of them thousands of times.
Right.
But what ended up happening was we had Home Alone 2 on VHS, and I watched that many times.
Right.
I think I might have not even seen the first one when I was a kid. I know I've seen it at least once, maybe when I was a teenager, but I've only seen Home Alone 1 probably 2 to 3 times max. And I thought I've seen it so many times because it is actually the same thing as the second one.
Every beat for beat.
Yeah.
He says, I don't want to be with my family.
Yeah.
I want to be alone.
So I was like, oh, of course I've seen the first one,
Yeah. Kevin has not progressed mentally into this film. He hasn't learned his lesson from the first one at all.
He is more confident in this one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10-year-old on the streets of New York.
And his traps are lethal now. Every single one.
They really are. Should we just jump to that? Which trap is our favorite of this movie?
I mean, my favorite.
I don't.
Marv being electrocuted, turning into a skeleton.
I'm going to have to piggyback. Incredible. I think that's my favorite too.
That's the best.
I mean, that was a moment that took it to the next level. Because first he's just screaming and his hair is getting frizzy and you're like, wow.
And it's long. It's 20 seconds long.
It is long. It lasted. And then suddenly there's a flash of light and he is just a skeleton prop with the same frizzy hair.
Kevin McAllister has hooked up an arc welder to the sink. And Marv tries to use it.
And him screaming is so funny to me too.
He has a scream that's it's I don't know if you could make that sound on a microphone these days. It's peaking in a way that I don't know how they're doing it.
Almost all of the screams in this movie do peak. That's part of the magic.
I like it. I think it's really cool that they're doing it that way.
Yeah.
Well,
what was your guys' favorite trap?
I gotta say the electricity.
Nice.
Or maybe I'll just go from my first movie pick as well with the hot head, the torch onto the beanie.
Nice. Yeah, they brought it back, and this time he does an incredible gymnast move.
He really does.
The toilet. He does
Joe
a
Pesci's
handstand over the toilet because he's got to dunk his head into a toilet to put it out.
Kevin planned this out, and he poured gas, maybe lighter fluid, into the toilet bowl.
Savant, visionary Kevin McAllister.
If that happened in real life, his entire, not only head, his body would explode.
They show the entire floor of the brownstone light up in flames, and then you cut back to Joe Pesci, and he's just, blackened with soot.
Blowing smoke out his ears.
I mean, Marv would have died, I think, 7 times.
With the bricks
dead. He got hit in the head 4 times from 50 feet with increased velocity of a throw.
Yeah, this kid is throwing bricks from a New York rooftop onto a man's head.
Done. Hits him 4 times square in the forehead. Dead. He also enters the house, falls probably 20 feet, face down onto cement. Dead. Electrocuted into a skeleton. Dead.
Did you have a favorite, Henry, of the traps?
The only other one I can really remember enjoying, besides enjoying almost to the level of the electrocution, was Marv is slip sliding on some green goo on the ground, and then he slides 20 feet across the room into a shelf of paint that falls over him, and then he gets up just covered and as Andrew said, just covered in bechamel.
Yeah, dude.
Creamy paint substance.
Oh god.
The toolbox coming down the stairs was also
that
really
was
cool
incredible.
because I don't know how they filmed that. Because that thing is coming down the stairs and it stays vertical on its wheels step by step, and tools are shooting out of it every step.
Yeah, what's that kind of tool case called?
Tool chest.
It's just a massive man-sized tool chest at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. It's like the one you find in your dad's garage that has all the sockets in it.
I mean, if he knows what he's doing, that thing was $10,000 worth of tools, probably.
Yeah. It's a big tool chest.
Yeah. Massive tool chest. And it's just
a lot of money
down staircases while the bad guys are standing, ears pressed to a door, listening, wondering what it is. And it looks alive as it's moving down the stairs.
That was the most impressive one.
That was that was really good.
I mean, it's not a bad movie.
I enjoyed it. It kept pace. It was fun.
Yeah, it flew by.
Yeah.
It's not slow anywhere.
The only problem is that it's exactly the same as the first one.
Yeah.
Even down to the older character that also learns their lesson in tandem. Because in the first movie, we have the guy with the shovel.
The old man who lost touch with his family.
He goes to the church. They talk about philosophy for 10 minutes. Same thing happens here. He finds Bird Lady. Yep. They go into the attic. Talk philosophy.
Right. Let's talk about Bird Lady, because first time it's there's this creepy old man on the street and he's like, and then he realizes, this is actually a person, and they talk in the church, and they realize they're thematically connected because the old man doesn't talk to his son anymore, and that's when Kevin learns family is important. This time he meets a pigeon lady in New York City, a homeless pigeon lady, and throughout the movie he's just kind of talking about how she should live her life, and that really just boiled my gut. I was like, this 10-year-old rich fiend knows nothing about this woman's experience.
Pizza eating fiend.
He spent $974 on room service.
We only saw him getting cookies and ice cream, so I don't know how that's possible.
I mean, that probably would cost $150.
Hotels and water bottles are $5, man.
Yeah, dude, that would be pretty easy.
He was getting massive sundaes.
There's also a dude in there with him for an hour serving him. That's probably gotta cost money.
Yeah,
a couple hundos.
The butler fee. Yeah. But on the Bird Lady, it's very confusing why they're bringing back this part of the
Well, this is the
they brought back everything.
This is the emotional through line. He's got to learn. Oh yeah, she becomes homeless because someone broke her heart and she ran away from her problems.
Yeah, and she said, "I don't want to trust anyone again,
except the birds."
It's just so directly mapped onto the new movie. Just make it slightly different. Just make it
no, all of it's the same. They also used. I'm convinced when they're leaving the house in the vans,
right?
It is the same shot from the first
might
movie.
Be.
It's reused. There's no way it's
why
not.
do we need to refilm this? There's no stars.
No
in it.
way it's not.
Yeah.
Get some vans.
Including, I believe, the intro shot of them coming down the stairs. and all the hustle bustle.
It's the
I
same.
think it's the same shot.
I know it's different because I was looking for one of the characters who was not there, but it is the same setup. Okay. They're doing the same thing.
I thought it was reused. The vans, I
believe you.
I think that might be pretty much the first like 20 minutes is like shot for shot. Yeah. Exactly what you saw in the first movie. Except there's no milk spill.
No milk.
Well,
instead, so in the first one, the milk spill happened.
Yes.
And everyone was upset with Kevin. In this one, the kerfuffle happens in the choir.
Oh, yeah.
But it's exactly the same thing.
Same deal, yeah.
He's
singing at the school play, and his brother's making fun of him, and the entire auditorium of parents is laughing at him.
Yeah.
So then he pushes his brother, and it causes everyone to fall over, including the piano playing
who
teacher.
Who also died.
Who definitely, she flies back, Home Alone stunts,
Dunzo.
Joe Pesci
Career
style.
over. Yeah. Career over.
And then, everyone's like, are you sorry, Kevin? He's like, no. Okay, one thing I want to bring up, Donald Trump makes an appearance in this movie.
He does.
I read a fun fact.
Oh, yes.
That so Donald Trump owned the Plaza Hotel at the time that this movie was shot.
Really?
I see.
He buys all sorts of estate in the New York area.
Is the Plaza Hotel currently the Trump building in New York, or is that a separate
Trump building is a separate building.
Okay, gotcha.
Plaza Hotel is a historic thing.
He owned it at that point.
He owned it at that time.
I see. When he was wealthy in
Indeed.
the 90s.
In the 90s. And there's a certain fee you have to pay to film there, and he did, and they did it, but then Trump, according to the director, bullied them into making him into the movie.
That's great.
I did not know that.
He was like, but also I have to appear in the movie. They're like, all right, fuck. Apparently the director also was gonna just cut him out, and then they screened it to a test audience, and the audience cheered when Trump was on screen. So they're like, all right, let's leave it in the movie.
That's insane.
An audience moment.
He has one line.
It's a cameo.
Crazy.
Big thing. I just want to mention, I enjoy these movies a lot, but this is how I felt a year ago when I saw the first Home Alone for the first time, and everyone's like, this is like a classic Christmas movie. These movies are so mean spirited.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't feel that good.
Rich entitled kid. Oh yeah, we brought up that Kevin McAllister, I mean, he's an 8-year-old or 10-year-old. But he never tips any of the people. He never doesn't tip the pizza man or the bell guy or anything.
Yeah.
Awful tipper. It is a rich, entitled little fiend.
Even his older brother.
Yeah.
Doesn't tip either. Also a jerk.
Also a jerk. Fiendish. Obviously, it's not we sympathize with Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
But the pleasure of the film is just watching people suffer at the hands of this rich kid.
That is the best part.
Yeah.
It's the Three Stooges violence that we're here for, not the story. Have you guys seen the third one?
No. I seen it once.
You've seen it?
Long time ago.
Okay. What do you have to tell us about it?
I remember
I don't think I've seen this one.
RC car.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well.
And it's snowy, but
yeah, it is a Christmas movie.
I happen to look certain stuff up, and I'm just going to say there's a big major Hollywood star who is going to make an appearance.
I'm excited.
Sick. Otherwise, it's completely different cast, right?
Yeah. Different director. I think it's still written.
Oh, it's a different
John
director.
Hughes. Yeah.
Okay.
John, write us another.
Different kid. One last thing before we leave Home Alone 2 behind forever.
Forever.
Why is Rob Schneider in movies?
At all?
At all. Why does Rob Schneider have a career? What does he do? Nothing. He's the Steve Aoki of actors.
He's got the look.
He's
got a good agent.
This guy fucking sucks.
He was the weakest actor.
He's terrible in everything.
It's true. There's 3 hotel concierge characters. One's Tim Curry. One is this woman whose name I can't remember, but she's from the Addams Family. Good. She's fantastic. And then Rob Schneider.
Bad.
And just,
I want to challenge anybody listening to this. Said, send me the name of a movie that Rob Schneider's in that you enjoyed. Rob Schneider being in. And it won't happen.
And it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Maybe Deuce Bigelow.
No one liked that movie.
Yeah, all the things I can think of didn't like his participation in them.
Yeah.
Just thinking of Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, he's the worst part of Judge Dredd.
Easily. Demolition Man, same thing.
Who allowed this man to have a career?
Adam Sandler.
Fucking God. Let's start the third one.
All right, let's get in there.
A team of international high-class thieves have crossed 2 continents to steal a $10 million microchip.
If that goes in a missile, air defenses can't stop it.
They traced it to a quiet Chicago suburb.
There are 14 houses.
Their only mistake...
We're going to have to search them all.
...is being in the same neighborhood as Alex Pruitt.
911 emergency. I saw a burglar. 3015 Washington Street.
Abort.
Evacuate the area.
Whoa.
Take the other side. Freeze!
Son, false alarms are no joking matter.
It wasn't a false alarm. It was a guy in the house. He had 2 lookouts and a driver in a gray van.
Apologize to the chief and go up to your room.
Excuse me for being a good citizen.
The world laughs, Alex.
You've stained the family name.
Loser! Shut up.
Who called the police?
It's a kid. It can't be anything else.
Tomorrow we hit number 3026.
Nobody's gonna do anything about this. I'll just have to do it myself.
It's a video camera. Someone's on to us.
I have it.
Boo! You're so busted.
This winter...
It's been a long time since I was a kid. You forget how incredibly stupid they are.
Don't come in. I'm naked.
One home stands alone.
Gotcha!
See ya!
Are you almost done in there?
From the writer and producer of Home Alone.
Got him right where I want him. You're not gonna find me up there, you big dumb law-breaking knuckleheads! Here's got bad news. Heads up! Ouch.
Home Alone 3.
Go, Doris, go!
Don't move.
Alice?
Yo, what up? Are we live?
Yeah, man.
Haha, nice.
Very nice.
Live
Yo,
is strong.
I give that movie... I'd give it a 9.
Out of
80.
Wow.
Wow.
This one's much worse.
Yeah,
In
we got
almost
what we
every
wished
way.
for when we were saying, man, the second movie is just like the first one. If only they can change these. Opening shot of this one, ballistic missiles in Korea being moved.
No, the first thing it said was Korea. And you were like, what is
or
happening?
Hong Kong. That was
Yeah,
it. Hong Kong. We're like, what? And then missiles in crates.
What? Yeah, this was a pretty bad ride overall.
Yeah,
for me,
I would completely agree. Henry had said something very insightful at the in the middle of this film.
I think it was at the top, right from the beginning. I was like, because right away, you know, we've got bad guys moving ballistic missiles. A team of kind of like European bad guys, all in black, are moving a secret microchip. They have like hidden cameras in their glasses and like in their wrists. I was like, wow, we've gone full spy thriller with this one.
Yeah,
5 years after Home Alone 2. I was
full
like,
Cars 2.
They have gone full Cars 2 in the Home Alone world.
Immediately.
I don't think I've laughed harder than when Henry said in the middle of this movie. This is the Cars 2 of the Home Alone franchise.
Dude, the best part is this is exactly how I felt during Cars 2 when I was like, what is happening? What is all this spy stuff? What's going on? Is this exactly the same thing?
Yeah.
Was there like a weird period of time? Like, when did this movie come out? I should know this.
97.
This is 97?
Yeah.
It feels more modern.
What?
They went really hard with the tech.
It does feel more modern. Because the thing I was going to bring up is I feel like there was a period of time where like everything made for kids was like super secret agent spy.
Yeah.
You had like Spy Kids.
Probably from
G-Force. You remember
Inspector
G-Force? You guys remember G-Force? The gerbil?
I remember seeing the previews for it.
The gerbil spy movie?
The gerbil.
Zach Galifianakis is in it. It's actually pretty good.
Oh my God.
We can move on, but there's a lot of like weird kid spy stuff.
Yeah,
like,
Spy Next Door.
It's none of it's good.
No.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
Is Spy Kids good?
Spy Kids 1 and 2, honestly, are pretty solid.
Pretty good.
Those are a little. Maybe we should watch that. We should watch that maybe down the line.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But this is like textbook Hollywood being like, okay, how do we like mess with this franchise? How do we get the stakes higher? They're like, all right, global terrorism. So to give you all a brief rundown, if we even can.
I'm going to be very impressed if you have a handle on this, because I don't think I
don't remember the beginning as far as how the chip got mixed up with the RC car.
Okay, so I
do know.
So the bad guys are moving a United States Air Force like ballistic missile chip, like a
probably controls
silicon
defense
data
system.
Chip. Yeah,
that they've stolen.
Yeah, they've stolen.
Probably worth a lot of money, or they're going to use it to maliciously attack.
Yeah,
one of the
both.
two.
Yeah. They hide it inside a toy RC car and then go to the airport, and they put it in the most generic bag in all of Hong Kong or San Francisco, and it gets mixed up, and some suburban Chicago woman takes
going to Chicago.
Their stuff, and they somehow completely are able to follow this woman all the way back to Chicago. And then the movie is them trying to get this ballistic missile chip, and then that said car ends up in the hands of our new hero, Alex Pruitt. Kevin McAllister is gone, and honestly, deeply missed.
He is missed.
This new boy Alex is staying home because he has chicken pox.
His dad is on a business trip. His sister goes to school.
Brother goes to school.
Mom just does, I guess, meetings or whatever.
They establish something where she's like, I can't go to work. My kid is sick. And then the person on her boss yells at her, and she's like, all right, you're making me choose between my work and my family.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate that. And you're like, oh, this is really hits in 2021.
But this all happens during daylight. There's no nighttime.
Yeah. The kid is not truly home alone.
Yeah.
They fuck up huge parts of the formula that you thought were silly but worked.
He also doesn't want his parents to know. He doesn't want anyone to know about this.
I don't know why they would make choices that direction, because like you've already committed, and not that these all need to be the same movie. I'm glad that something different happened, but like if you're making a Die Hard movie, make Die Hard. If you're making Home Alone, make him be home alone. Like
the family keeps coming back in the evening, and they're like, "How was your day?" And he's been like taking out, like one of the guys is definitely Ukrainian or something. He's been fighting like Ukrainian spy terrorists.
They have guns also.
They actually have shotguns and pistols throughout the movie. We'll get to that in a little bit. It's a whole new level. I mean, Home Alone is always like sort of pushing in that direction, but it's, holds back in just the right way that you can have fun with it. And in this one, they forgot to keep the safety turned on.
I don't feel like I have the words to describe like what I've been saying with like how I want it to be different, but follow the plot or follow like the themes
to follow
of
the
it.
Formula to a degree.
It just feels unnecessary. This entire film.
It is unnecessary.
Not even like just it existing, but like every piece, every plot point is like, why would that happen? Why would that person do that? Why would this person, I don't know. It was very frustrating to watch from that standpoint, I think.
Yeah. There is something charming about the like cartoonish coincidence of the first two movies where like, they just somehow miscounted the kids and left their kid at home, or he follows the guy with a similar jacket to his dad's into the wrong airplane. Yeah. This one truly felt like, how dare you? You're insulting my
and the
intelligence.
kid's like, oh, Mom, you have to leave the house because I want to be home alone. He's just like pushing his parents out of the house. He's making sure he's home alone because he wants to battle them.
Well, I guess he tries to call the cops earlier, and then
it doesn't work.
Puts matters into his own hands.
It's time for me to defend my neighborhood, he says.
Also, we've been joking about how most of the violent gags are death-inducing, but they really take it to a new level in this one.
They really do.
He's one of the guys somehow activates a riding lawnmower that falls onto his head and only gives him a haircut. Doesn't even affect his clothes.
That thing would have chopped him to bits.
Yeah. Torn him apart.
Especially if it connected with his head. Done.
Done. Two guys fall into a swimming pool in Chicago in the wintertime.
Break through ice. It's snowing, and there's ice in the pool, so it is
a frozen wall. Yeah.
But they
total death.
Here's part of it too. They jump from a second-story window to the bottom of that below-ground pool. So that's 3 stories of fall into freezing cold water.
Through ice.
Yeah.
And then they sit in that ice for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, it only takes like 30 seconds for you to die of hypothermia and
not
frozen
that
water.
The first 2 were believable in any way, shape, or form, but like this is
it's a lot.
You don't even want to believe
it. A lot of shotgun shells.
You're not on board.
One guy gets electrocuted for a long time.
Lightning comes out of his ass.
True. And a bunch of shotgun shells go off on his body.
He's fine.
He's all good.
Fine.
Also, the woman, she has flower pots that look hefty.
The woman burglar.
Yeah, at least 10 pounds fall directly on her face.
Yeah.
From the roof.
I would say the traps in this one are also less inventive and just like heavy thing falls on head.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Which is
not
fun to watch.
The one that I did enjoy, I get stupid, but this one guy's got his feet glued into buckets of glue that are attached to wheels. Then he's like already sliding around the house. He slides down the stairs, does a full backflip, lands on his feet, and then lands like on the washing machine into a mousetrap, falls back and shoots the sewage pipe that starts spilling on him. I was like, all right.
That was a pretty good one.
That one
pretty good.
I'm going to claim that as also my favorite.
I mean, if we're doing a flip into a stair bash on rollerblades.
Ooh, a flip into a stair bash on rollerblades?
That's not easy.
Not easy.
From the roller savant of
roller savant. Speaking of savant, Andrew. They made this kid in this film way too smart.
Yeah.
Kevin had, little glimpses of
Kevin was doing like
there.
MacGyver stuff. This guy is doing like computer science hacking.
Yeah, he's hacking stuff. He's controlling multiple cameras around the house. He's driving an RC car with a range of hundreds of feet perfectly. He doesn't have any visuals of it.
I feel like I just wasn't on board for this movie at all. Like the entire time.
There's no heart to it. There's no one to latch on to. I was thinking the whole time like, God, I miss Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern. There's 4 villains this time around. All of them are forgettable.
I don't know why they did 4 villains.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, they're all like, they're linked together because they're all like master criminals, whereas Joe Pesci and Daniel were like partners in crime. These people just like do whatever. So there's no relationship.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You mentioned how they just seem extremely professional.
Yeah.
But they don't act that way. Like
they're also stupid.
But when you have Joe Pesci and what was the other guy's name?
Daniel Stern,
who I really enjoy. Both of those guys, it makes sense for them to be like kind of morons walking around in a house getting hit with things because they're just petty criminals.
Yeah.
These are like secret agents,
hardened Ukrainian.
Oh yeah, the FBI has a file on them.
Yeah,
right. The FBI is trying to get them.
The guy in the end was like, "We've been looking for 9 years. We've never been able to catch these guys."
Yeah,
there's no reason that they're falling down like nincompoops.
Yeah,
there's no reason for us to like think that's funny.
And it's not like fun to watch them in pain. You're just like, now they're screaming.
Yeah, this one I wasn't laughing at all either.
Are we desensitized to the violence, guys? Is that's what's happening?
I mean, I think I just don't care about the criminals.
Or the kid.
And they did try to, call back to a lot of the stuff when his face was covered in white, whatever.
Yeah.
He like wipes his eyes the same exact way Daniel Stern did. He got electrocuted the same way, and he's trying to do the yodeling voice, and it's not as good as Daniel Stern's.
Yeah.
They did a lot of the same stuff. Pay homage.
But in the worst way.
In the worst way, yeah.
One of my favorite parts, we were talking about how they had guns, the criminals do. So technically not, but they play with this idea of the main kid having guns throughout the movie. Like early on, we were making some joke about him being violent. He like opens a little book and pulls out what looks like a realistic Glock.
Yeah.
Like what the and then he fires and it's one of those little like sticky dart things.
To an ass. There's a lot of sexual undertones in this.
This movie is very horny.
Strangely horny.
Yeah.
Strangely horny throughout.
He also had that bubble gun.
Yeah, which also looks like a real Glock.
Yeah. Fully real.
And they play it for real, like they play it for a moment as real. Like the bad guy points a gun at a child and he's like, "That's not your gun." The bad guy realizes it's a toy gun because they, moronically switched him out. And then the kid raises a gun to the bad guy, and you're like, whoa, like they finally went there.
Oh, I wanted him to just
blow him away.
Everyone.
Just Grand Theft Auto level. Child violence. And then it was also just a bubble gun, but it was still like a
bubble gun they did not introduce.
They did not introduce that entire movie.
Yeah. Very scary.
Very scary.
Okay. But yeah, the sexual undertones were heavy.
Heavy.
I mean, that woman, robber.
Yeah.
She was hitting on the mom a lot through the phone.
Yeah.
Then on Mrs. Hess, she says some weird sexual stuff and then kisses her at the top of the head.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of...
At one point, the woman robber bends down and her pants rip to show off her
There's
underwear.
a lot of like butthole stuff, huh?
So many just assholes blown out from lightning, from being electrocuted, from shotgun shells, from fireworks, a lot of water going up people's asses too.
There's a lot of between the leg shots.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's a children's movie. Like, what are we doing?
Make a couple of penis jokes too, like early on. So the main kid main kid has chicken pox, and so he like is trying to see if it's on his whole body. And when he sees it's on his butt, he screams. And then his sister, who we haven't brought up yet, is played by Scarlett Johansson.
Wasted,
very young
totally
Scarlett
wasted.
Johansson.
All of her. You can see that she is an intelligent person, even at whatever age she's at, and talented. But
she seems over it.
She seems
be
totally
completely honest.
Yeah,
she seems like she's not having a good time.
Yeah. She's like, I'm getting a paycheck. I'm 13 years old. This is pretty cool, but let's get through this. But even after all that, the kid starts screaming because of the chicken pox on his butt again. And then she calls through the house. She's like, he got his wee-wee stuck in the toilet again. And it was like, what?
She said
his thingy
got stuck in the toilet seat again. Like it slammed down on it and got stuck.
What?
That was terrible. Also, one of the burglars says something about...
What was the specific line? That it was insane with the burglar. Yeah.
Okay, so they pull off something like what they did.
Oh, his winky.
You're right. It was winky or wee wee?
He said
it's
winky.
He said winky. You hit me in my winky, he says.
It's like the first movie where one of the guys has a spider on him and the other bad guy tries to hit it and then the spider jumps
Doris,
and they just hit each other. This time, Doris, the kid's pet rat, is somehow in the guy's pants.
In his crotch.
His crotch
that's
has
burned out from lightning coming out of his asshole.
So there's massive holes that don't show his junk, but she'll show his open crotch, and the rat is there. And the woman burglar is like, okay, just stand still, Tony. And he's like, what? And she's like, just stand still. He's like, well, no, don't do it. And then she obviously swings and just hits him in the balls, doesn't get the rat. And then he drops the line that shattered the whole Home Alone franchise.
You hit my winky.
Yeah, that was a lot.
We all just
not good.
Died a little bit.
Not good.
Not good.
Not all right.
Not okay. Should we say anything else about this third one, or just move on to the new?
I don't know. So this I'm more excited for because I've never seen it.
I haven't even seen a trailer. I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know this movie existed until today.
Just looking up Home Alone?
I somehow saw a review on it. Somewhere.
Don't tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't tell you, but I've heard, I don't want to say amazing things. I heard they just, not like this one, but in its own way, it fucks up the formula profoundly.
Okay.
Nice.
But it does have good talent.
And it's 2021?
Yeah, just came out.
It's this year's Christmas movie. This is the newest movie we've ever reviewed on this show.
Wow. Before that, what's the newest?
Transporter 4. Maybe.
Was that like 2017, 15?
It would be that or Fury Road.
Maybe a
Maybe
Twilight movie.
a Twilight movie.
No, that's 2012 or so.
You're right. I think it is Fury Road. Well, we're with the times now.
Oh yeah.
With on the cutting edge.
The cutting edge of the podcast space.
By the way, speaking of Resident Evil.
Okay.
Do you guys want to go see the new Resident Evil?
Ooh, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Do you want to? Yeah.
We'll plan that out, not with you guys.
Well, maybe.
Not with you listeners.
Maybe we'll record a little something for the new one. Little tease. Well, cool. Let's just get into this fourth one here, boys. Listen, it's been a long day of watching people get hit in the dick and balls. I'm
in the winky and cojones.
Okay, let's go.
'Twas the night before Christmas vacation.
Move, Max!
And the fun was in full swing.
You have split our family onto 2 separate flights.
Mom!
Max, please!
The family left for their big vacation,
Is that everyone? The cars are leaving now!
but forgot one little thing.
Mom? Dad? Uncle Blake? They don't even know I'm here. They don't even know I'm here. My mum and dad have gone to Tokyo. I'm totally on my own.
You do realize that my 10-year-old son is at home by himself. You just assumed Max was on the other flight.
We didn't take a census.
We got reports of suspicious people around 36 Lincoln Ave.
I can't go to jail, honey. I wouldn't last 30 seconds in Gen Pop. It's where fresh fish get got.
Nobody here is getting got.
And we're criminals.
I don't think so. This is my house. I have to defend it. Orange stripe, center pocket. Ooh. That did not sound right.
I am trying to get home to my son, who is alone. I'm scared. And he needs his mother.
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh no, a ladder.
You think I'm that stupid?
Yes, I do.
Only on Disney Plus.
I got to press the button this time.
Whoa. Andrew pushed the button.
I pushed the button.
Well, Christmas is over.
Forever.
Christmas is
It's been ruined. We're done with it.
It's better than the third one. I agree with Henry on that.
I do agree.
This is another symptom of the 80s kid not being able to let go of literally anything from their childhood. Like, what what are we doing here?
Yes, you're
Christmas.
right. It's a movie Christmas made for people who grew up watching Home Alone.
Yeah.
To come back. It's like cardinal sin. What I didn't want to tell you guys before, but like, is that it makes the burglars are the heroes this time.
Yeah.
And the kid is the villain. And the kid is already Kevin McAllister is already like kind of a little brat. But it's like he's fending off Joe Pesci. It's hilarious. Now he's fending off Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney, who you sympathize with, and it is just
And the reason for that is because the kids that related to Macaulay Culkin are now 30 years old, and for some reason want to relive that. I don't know, guys.
In the adult role.
I don't know. Make new things. Stop remaking the old movies.
They even made a joke that they said, why are they remaking everything?
Which I agree with, but it's shit on their face because it's in their movie. You know?
And they said it, and they preemptively said,
they're always shit.
They're always
trash.
bad.
I think they used the word garbage and trash in this, which I am for. Very excited.
Did you like when one of our main characters said lit? Do you like that?
I didn't love that.
Right,
I found that with all these comedians in this,
yeah, go ahead.
There was not a lot of funny people or funny lines in this film.
So one thing that we learned while we were watching this, and I can't remember if you brought this up or not, Henry, but
it was Lupo.
Oh, Lupo brought this up. Lupo.
Shout out,
Lupo. I don't have a way to describe Lupo. He's a man that lives in the house we're recording in. Good guy.
He lives in the garage.
This movie was written by SNL writers, and it feels like a very, very, very long SNL sketch.
One of the like middle of the road ones.
Yeah.
Middle of the road to bad.
Extended.
With a couple moments that truly did make me laugh. But for the most part.
Like SNL.
Yeah, there's a couple moments and they're like, it gets you.
I mean,
but most of the time,
elf chick.
Oh, yeah.
That was working with Santa Claus.
There's this one woman. Funny. Yeah, they go to Santa Claus in the like winter fair and like Santa's helper who's there to like take everyone's photo. She steals the whole movie. She's just like hilarious. She's there for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Probably less. But like this is after you've seen Kenan Thompson and Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney. And
I feel so bad for
all
Kenan,
of these.
man.
And so there were so many other people who I didn't even know who they were. Chris Parnell, just like a whole menagerie of comedic talent.
Mm-hmm. Man, the main
poor
kid,
Kenan.
I loved him in Jojo Rabbit so much.
Yeah,
he was by far my favorite character. In this, he's okay.
He's doing the same thing.
I thought he was a good actor.
Yeah.
As part like he
Yeah.
was solid. But again, he
I
is
think his
the
lines
villain.
were just not
Yeah,
funny.
he just doesn't have very much funny stuff to say.
Yeah.
Really quick, the premise of this one is Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney are selling their house. They haven't even told their kids yet. Yeah, they're going through economic hardships, as many people are in 2021.
Yes.
And then they realize that this special, like, weird doll that they have,
their Beanie Baby
replica thing is worth $200,000. Like, this could save their problems, but they believe it's been stolen by this little British kid played by Archie Yates, who happened to stop through their open house. And so now they are trying to break in and steal their doll back, save their house, save their family, save their entire future, their kids' future. Yeah. And now it is this rich kid staying home alone, just torturing Ellie Kemper and Rob Delaney.
Which I don't hate the idea of.
No.
But in practice,
like it could be all right.
In practice, I don't think it works.
You just don't root for them getting hurt.
You don't root.
And
yeah,
the best part about this
that's a good point. Yeah.
Is defending your home and hurting Joe Pesci and Marv.
You want to feel justified when the paint can flies from the ceiling and smacks someone in the face.
When you light Ellie Kemper on fire,
you feel bad.
Yeah.
She's trying to save her family. She keeps saying
and
that.
She's Ellie Kemper. You just automatically like her.
Yeah.
Like Joe Pesci, you're like, all right.
Every time they get hurt, they say, "She's hurting. He's hurting me, sweetie. He's hurting me." It's very emotional.
It is.
It's a
These
lot.
people can't handle anything.
Can't deal with it.
They can't handle a pool ball to the head.
No.
Marv handled 4 bricks to the dome.
And it was funny.
Kept going, and he's still alive.
And then dove on the concrete from 38 feet. These people aren't built for this.
I didn't like this one very much.
No.
At all.
Still better than 3.
Yeah.
Still like watchable, passably watchable. 3 was grind.
3 is ultra rough.
This one I just was excited to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like it was forever either.
It is the shortest one.
Do you guys feel like there's a different standard that people hold holiday films to? Like a much lower standard?
Like if it's being released on Christmas Day?
No, just like a Christmas movie. Like how many Christmas movies that are like top 10 Christmas movies would not be top 10 films in any other list? They're just Christmas movies. So we rank them higher because they're Christmas films.
Because they bring the holiday
cheer and nostalgia.
Like I
mean, the bar is
like
definitely
Elf.
lower overall.
I like Elf.
Yeah.
I don't think Elf is like a special comedy. It's just a good Christmas movie.
It's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not like transcendent, you know? It's not like we would care about it if it wasn't a Christmas movie.
Okay. I think the bar is lower.
Yeah. Same with Christmas music. Like,
but not this low.
All the Christmas music sucks. Not all of it, but like why like the standards are so much lower.
How about
why do we have low standards for holiday things? I don't know why we have low standards for
I think it's nostalgic, so you automatically feel something right away. It's just way easier to access any range of emotion.
You want to feel sentimental.
You're ready to feel
I don't want to feel
You're ready
sentimental.
to feel nostalgic.
I think that's just a me thing though.
You don't want to feel
sentimental.
You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this?
No.
Okay.
I don't really enjoy like the holiday over the top like sentimental thing that I get from movies like this where it's the soaring score again and again and again and again. Like I feel like the only reason people watch anything past the first movie in this series is because it's Christmas movies.
I don't know if too many people watch Home Alone 3. I do feel not too bad after these 4.
No, certainly not.
I feel better than after Cars.
Much better than Cars.
I don't think I've ever felt as bad as I did after Cars.
Listening back to that episode, we barely reviewed the third Cars movie.
I didn't drink water for about 16 months at one point. I still felt better.
Oh. Well, do you boys have any wrapping up thoughts on this series here? This series of 4 films?
I mean, I'll rewatch 1 or 2 in a few years.
Yeah.
If someone throws it on, I'll be happy to check it out.
I think it's important to not watch these together.
It's extremely important. What I'm
more
learning,
than like any other series we've watched, like these are not meant to be watched in series.
There was something else we watched as a marathon where it kept repeating. Oh, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
It kept doing all the callbacks, and it did kind of like a recap of the movie prior. And you're kind of like, oh, I'm over this. But if you didn't see it for 2 years and then you were waiting for the sequel to come out, it'd be amazing seeing that in theaters.
Right.
You know, but this did feel not good watching it back.
Yeah.
Close. Yeah. Just riffing on the same movie.
Exactly. Because I love Home Alone 2, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would this time around, simply because it is the same thing as the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun, boys.
Yep.
This is our holiday episode.
A lot of pain. A lot of
holidays for everyone. A lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
A lot of screaming.
Heart. A lot of screaming.
There was a lot
of screaming. I miss Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. Although I will say the mom in this one was also a good part. Underutilized. No, the mom of the kid.
Oh, she is cool.
She was good. I didn't catch her name.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm over it. Well, I don't know, guys. My brain is mush.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the show.
Getting a little tired.
We'll see you in the new year. Tell us what to watch, maybe.
Thank you.